Alright, welcome back everybody for episode 2 of Space Marines with Teach Plays. Let's get my mouse cursor out of there. Get some more gear. Got a period seal which lets me use Fury. I hope you're enjoying it. I was going to play through it this summer anyway, so
only that
I'm glad to share it with some of you that may not have been able to play it when it first came out, or you were too young, or you want to watch it for...
We need to reach that Titan.
Your fastest route is across the rail bridge behind the gun complex.
To see what happened before.
It leads directly to the western gates of the manufactory.
So, she said she was part of the Cadian regiment. Artillery is one of the major aspects of
not a single tech priest in sight.
Imperial Guard. They're really strong with their artillery. The Cadians actually come from a planet that is right out front, or right outside of what's known as the Eye of Terror, which is where... I'll finish this in a second. Dig up! The Eye of Terror, where chaos kind of spawns and they come through in all those big crusades. It's where the Chaos Space Marines retreated to after they failed their assaults on Earth, or Terra, it's called in this universe. So Cadia is right outside of it, so it's purely a fortress world. All it does is defend that area and the Eye of Terror from chaos incursions. Recently in the lore, it's fallen. They've destroyed the planet, which they've always failed to do. So that was kind of a big turning point in Warhammer lore. And they still say one of my favorite lines from it is, "The planet broke before the guard did," which kind of shows there's still Cadians in exile and stuff like that, fighting. And one thing I read about Cadia that was cool is they have these people, these tech priests that maintain the graveyards, and their only job is to keep, as soon as a name has been worn away, then they know it's been long enough that they can replace the name, because they don't have enough cemetery space on the planet, because they get into so many fights. Let's get in here with this. Oh, they all got destroyed, okay. Get out of the way.
Defend the line! Use the turret!
So if you're interested in kind of Hero Guard stuff, Dan Abnett's Ghost series is fantastic. Siphus Kane is kind of a humorous one.
The Orks hold the trenches beyond the ruins and the batteries beyond that.
And the gun battery.
The Orks took it almost as soon as we got here, nearly 2 weeks ago. Our unit was the only one to make landfall before they gained control. Now none of our ships can get past the gun.
So I think we are on a Forge World, and there's Titans in the Forge World. That's the story of this game. Forge Worlds are essentially what they sound like. They're just giant factory worlds that the Mechanicum use to produce the weapons of war that the Imperium needs to fight against everything. And Titans are giant, skyscraper-sized machines, or kind of walkers, mechs, if you will, that the Imperium uses. So they're probably the most
authorization confirmed.
Stalker bolter.
Granted.
So this is kind of like the sniper for the game. Titans that they're used, and they're probably the most destructive, or certainly the biggest in size weapons that the Imperium.
That's where the Orks breached the gun battery. We haven't been able to make it inside the wall. There just aren't enough of us.
You have survived this long on your own, Lieutenant. You have done well. But you are no longer alone. We will retake the gun. You will get your reinforcements.
Yeah, we will.
I'll hold you to that, Captain.
And if you haven't noticed, Warhammer is a British IP. It began in England. So a lot of the accents will be British.
Good luck.
They use the proper lieutenant instead of lieutenant. That was something growing up. My grandpa and my dad hammered into me is you're Canadian, so it's lieutenant. So the Stalker Bolter's okay. I don't use it very much. It's used in very specific situations like this, where we'll have guys
on the high
up
ground.
like that. And the game does a good job of like introducing you a weapon and then giving you a chance to use it where it's kind of needed. But I don't remember using it very often. Thought I saw movement up there. Maybe I was wrong. So bear with me with the sound and the volume of my voice. I'm using a controller, so I'm not sitting forward on a keyboard, so it's a little bit different, the spacing. So I'm going to keep trying it, and obviously the audio is different. I watched a bit of the first episode. No bullet penetration. And I know my voice was quiet sometimes, so give me any feedback if it's good or if it's bad or whatever. That would be appreciated. So I'm gonna try and get this series done before I go back to school, which unfortunately is in 2 weeks. Actually, less than 2 weeks isn't school, but it's football starts again. So one thing about these old games too is like sometimes you don't know where to go. Is it up this way? Or you didn't kill someone enough so that... Oh, there's the objective marker. Switch away from the stalker. So for those of you who don't know, I coach football, which is one of my passions. I'm fortunate enough my job allows me to do it. Well, pretty much requires me to do it. But it's nice to be able to be a teacher, because if you work a regular 9 to 5, it's hard to make time to coach. So I always thought that was kind of funny, is like my friends and I grew up and we were all the football players and stuff, which stereotypically you think is like the jock kids that aren't into this stuff, but all my friends are into not necessarily Warhammer, but things that would be considered nerdy, you know? And I think it's cool that we've evolved a little bit past that with, like, it's okay to read comics and stuff like that. I was never a big comic guy. I read them too fast for the money to be worth it, but, you know. Great game. I've read some Warhammer comics. They've released some of that. Warhammer releases so much
Once
stuff.
we get
It's
through
almost
these battles,
impossible
we will use
to
the
keep
breach
up with,
caused by
which
the
is
rock
too bad.
to enter the gun fortress.
And I don't know how long this episode will be, because my computer room is... Oh, so that's a Gretchen. In case you didn't know, he was going to go blow that up. Gretchen are like little orc slaves, pretty much. Like, they make them do the dirty work and things like that. Yeah. They're kind of like, and they can like crawl around the machines and stuff like that, and they're just in like pure survival mode all the time. Which is kind of funny. Whoa! Speaking of survival mode, let's try carrying for years time. So Fury is like any one of these games that's ever happened. happened. It's like this meter you build up as you kill things, and then you just kind of go berserk. Give me lots of ammo now. I didn't have lots of ammo before.
Look at these cables.
So,
There must be powering Ork contraptions across the battlefield.
for those of you that have watched and stayed with my Demon Hunters thing, it is nice to play a game that isn't as demanding and is kind of more free-flowing and
assault
fun.
support pods were dropped in this area.
Because if you saw how Demon Hunter ending, that still really bothers me that I wasn't able to beat it. But I tried. But I almost never don't finish a game, and I tried a lot without it. Okay, so this is the jump pack for assault
Take to the high
squads, which is
ground,
kind of cool.
Captain.
It's a
We
really
will
neat
lead the
mechanic
Orks
in this
down
game,
here.
but you don't use it super often. This is one cool thing, you can like slam down and hurt orcs, which is one of my favorite things. So we'll go at those guys if we can. One of my favorite mechanics. And you can actually do that in multiplayer, which is awesome. Kind of messed that one up a little bit. Excellent executions, super violent. That's like when the internet oh, here we go. So I got my rage back already, if you can see that. I don't see... Oh, door up here. That was a weird control thing, sorry. Oh.
Space Marines!
Alright, it's telling me to get through here, so let's get through here.
Space Marines!
More ammo. I guess I should be using my bolter more.
Shoot those humans!
They should have made it like
Space Marines to kill!
maybe not the X button, like a bumper button or something would have been easier. But that's okay. That's something I would have thought of later. Oh, I didn't get it quick enough, but I'm trying to show you the stun hit. Gain health back. So that was a big departure from games like that before, where it was you need to hide and slowly regenerate. Because in games before that, the only way to recover your health was health back.
This way out!
And then COD I think it might have been Halo was the first recovery.
No room for that jump back, Captain. That rock delivered the Orks right into the gun quarters.
Like just seeing the violence, the visceralness, is that a word? Of this game compared to, like, I'm excited for too, because with better graphics, it's going to be even wilder. I hope. I have high hopes for it. They haven't really shown off much gameplay, but I have faith. Definitely have faith. What time is it? Jeez. I'm starting to get hungry. So yeah, orcs come from a fungus, I believe, if I remember correctly. And like, even if you have to burn all the bodies, and even if you leave like one spore left, it can slowly grow into an orc. So like after they fight orcs, they have to like go through with flamers and things like that, and scour everything. And there's like stories of orcs being dead for like long times, and coming back to life because you thought you killed him even though you shot him in the head 3 times with a bolt round. That wasn't necessarily the case. We'll grab that ammo over here. There.
Priming gun battery.
So like this just shows you how big the guns are. Sometimes you lose your sense of
Clearing
scale
this place will take days.
in Warhammer.
Those guardsmen cannot survive that long.
And it's
We
quite
find a
difficult.
way to destroy the gun.
Okay, so we're gonna have to try and destroy this gun. Alright. Looks like they're gonna give me another weapon.
Base Marine
A
recon.
vengeance launcher, which is like a grenade
Experimental
launcher.
vengeance launcher. Run.
Which I actually haven't
vengeance
seen
launcher.
much
That sounds
in,
promising.
I haven't really heard of this in Warhammer. Maybe I'm just losing my mind a bit. It could be something created for the game, but maybe not. I'm sure you guys all could prove me wrong. Quite a few of you know way more about this stuff than I do.
Many came facilitation. Expect significant delays regarding.
I have to figure out a more comfortable way to sit at my computer. I wonder if there's like foot stands or something. Or something. Because like when Starfield comes out, I'm gonna play Starfield on my I don't really like that gun. I'm gonna play Starfield on my computer just for the mods, right? Like Fallout 4 was a different game with mods. So I don't know. Hopefully when it comes out, it'll be colder. Oh, looks like we got a cracked grenade.
Lockdown in effect.
Look here, Captain.
Melter
Melter
charges.
charges.
That's what it
Put
is.
those in the right place, and this whole fortress will come down.
We could put the charge on one of the gun's shells.
Leandros, you do the chapter proud.
Releasing
All right, melter
safeguard.
bombs.
Remember that we honor your life.
Because I used to have my computer hooked up to my TV, which was okay. I realize now that I moved it wasn't as awesome as I thought it would be. Because your computer needs to be kind of close to the screen. So with Starfield, I would like to play it on the couch, but you know, I don't know if I'm going to stream it or not, because that's a game I kind of just want to play, but we'll see how it goes. But I definitely am going to have to find a way, like, my chair is comfortable, but I usually play with my feet up, so I wonder what that would look like. Or coming.
Shell storage is below.
Beautiful. Okay, so when I did a run through earlier this summer, before I got into Demon Hunters, because this was going to be the first game I streamed, but then Demon Hunters came out. Or not streamed, but recorded, you know what I mean. This is the point I got to, I think, where we put the thing on the belter charge on the bullet, or the shell. And I kept getting rushed with like explosive guys and dying, so I'm close to being was and not having any, like, close memory. That makes sense.
Crush the Space Marines!
So see, like, very clearly they want you to use the stalker bolter on that guy up there. Probably use it on these too. There's another guy up there. There we go. I do have to say I am someone who
Cannons of base!
loves the controller. I think it's far more natural. But I know people swear by the mouse and keyboard, and I know you can aim better with it. And I just don't like it. I don't know, the controller just feels like an extension of myself. Boy, I am sweating. Whoa. It fired that. Great. I might try to record with a fan behind me, but I think it would be blowing right into the mic. So I don't know if I should.
Here, Captain. We need to get the shell into that loader.
So as you can see, health wasn't great there. You lose health quite quickly in this game, which makes it difficult.
There. I will place the charge on that shell.
There we go.
Now to move the shell into place.
So it shows you just the sense of scale. Like, Space Marines are 8 feet tall. This gun is shooting, like, that's bigger than a bus.
With luck,
Right?
the Orks will feed it right into
And
the
that's
gun's
kind
chamber.
of the scale of warfare.
We cannot
you're
rely
looking
on
at
luck for
in
this,
game.
Sir Donis. We follow the shell up and make sure it reaches its destination.
Aye. Now back to the lift.
Okay, we gotta go back to the elevator, or the lift, as some, as the British would call it. Little guys around? Oh, they're up there.
See, to annoy me.
So as you can see, I don't think you have iframes while you're executing. Try to do combos on him. There we go. Oh, yeah. See, that's what it should look like. It's funny, I'm playing all these. I'm either playing these ultra-violent games or, like, super chill games where you're a cat or a space explorer.
Clear.
But I love both
This is
equally.
not a drill.
They still, the graphics aren't bad for a 360 game. Like, that's 2 generations ago. It's pretty good.
Firing now.
And you can the whole like place shake. It's kind of cool. Ooh, what's this? Ammo for the vengeance launcher, which I'm not super fond of. But let's get this done. This is the part. I think it is. Oh, no, it's not. Not there yet.
Chopper's coming for you!
They're executing. You can totally abuse shoot the red barrels and they will explode. How disappointed do you get whenever you play a game and
Moving into position.
you shoot a red thing and it doesn't explode? That always drove me
The
crazy.
secondary lift.
Okay, we were down there earlier. We're approaching our time limit, so I'm hoping we can get to the shell part pretty quick. Grab some ammo, get ready. I don't know about where you guys live, but it's been, like, for Canada, it has been stupid hot where I live. It drives me crazy. I hate being warm. Like, I don't mind being warm, but I'd much rather be cold. Because you can always add layers, right? Half of this channel is just me complaining about the weather. I'm aware of that. But listen, I'm Canadian through and through, and I do not like warm weather. See, and you can't stun Gretchen, because that would be another purity seal, which gives me marksman mode, which... Oh, time slows down, that's cool. Okay, so this is the part that I died at a couple months ago. Because there's something that comes out with a...
There's our shell. The Orks have pulled it out of sequence.
Then we put it back.
There's
Leandros,
something that runs
get the shell into that
with
loader. I will cover you.
An explosion. Come on, Leandros.
Artillery shell moving into position.
Incoming fire!
I think this might be a stalker bolter. Problem with the stalker bolter is you don't have
better off seeing this fortress detonated outside.
Agreed. Find an exit.
Okay, so we'll get out of the fortress and then we'll probably call it. I think that's the aim. Let's get out of here. There we go. That seemed good ending. Could be a perfect ending. There we go. We took it down. Okay, I think this is a perfect place to stop. Thanks for joining us. Second episode of Space Marine. Class dismissed.